Hey man, it's your boy Biggie Biggz, and you're sitting here watching Drinking at Moe's.
All right, everybody, welcome to Drinking at Moe's. Host Big Mo here. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment on YouTube. Helps people find the show. Leave reviews on the podcast platforms. We're on a bunch of them. Does the same thing. Today, excited I have with me Biggie Biggz. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for hearing. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I guess I should say Biggie Biggz with a Z. Did I pronounce? We talked a little bit about that before recording.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it used to be spelled different when I first originally started, but then everybody just started spelling it, and I was just like, it just goes the way you spell it. It's just the way you spell it. Trust me, I've had some atrocious spelling of my name. It's quite funny. Yeah,
I can only imagine. One thing I like to start off with each guest is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you started, making the jump into the business, because everybody's got their own story.
So as a fan, like my grandmother was into it. I mean, my grandmother used to go to the old Olympic Auditorium, catch the bus with my dad, my sisters. I've heard stories of my sister being in the ring with Mil Mascaras, touching them right after the matches. My grandmother used to live in East LA and take the bus over there. And so I've always known everything my parents could tell you. My first words were World Wrestling Federation. Like, it's just been in my family. I love it. My son loves it with me now. So
yeah, no, that's awesome.
You can hear WWE theme music playing in the background. Yeah. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You get to share that with your son. I know, hopefully when my wife and I have kids, hopefully I'll get to share it with them. At least one of them.
Yeah, he loves it now. Like, his daddy's a wrestler and he has his own set of gear. Like, he loves to do it. He loves it keeps him active. It's something I love. So
that's
now I get an excuse to buy toys. Oh yeah, they're for him. Yeah, they're for him.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of have the same thing. I got my little growing collection. I got a few coming in. Big Stone Cold Steve Austin guy, so I got a couple of his coming in.
Yeah.
Some of the newer ones I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, I got those ringside exclusives, the Mega Powers. That one, I was like, as soon as they announced that, I was like, nope, take my money. Here you go.
Yeah.
Now do I want to open or do I keep them? Yeah, but no.
No, the way I've been looking at it is some of those elite ones I might keep in the box.
Yeah.
But like if I want to get like I saw they have a War Games play set. If I want to get that, maybe get some of those basic ones and then take them out and display them in there. Something like that.
Yeah. No, I let him. I'll buy them. Like, all right, let's play with these now. Yeah.
Awesome. I know I have a couple. I actually have a handful signed that I've met through various means since doing stuff for the show.
Yeah.
I got one of Hangman Adam Page signed.
Nice.
I got one of Lance Archer signed. One of Jeff Cobb. And then just recently I got at the same show Rich Swann, Keith Lee, and Swerve.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I had to wait outside the show for about an hour after for Keith Lee. He was taking forever.
So I just look to the side and I see my son carrying all his wrestling dolls and the stuff. And I'm like, okay, to getting ready for a match. What am I watching for?
Oh man, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the promotions I've seen when doing research for the episode that you've been involved with, and those here in Omaha, where I'm from, might not be as familiar with them as I am, having been stationed on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So promotions like AWS, Alternative Wrestling Show, West Coast Wrestling Company, Empire Wrestling Federation.
Yes.
A lot of top-notch promotions. I actually just talked with Adam Ginsberg of the West Coast Wrestling Company a couple days ago. His episode will be coming up. I got it scheduled to release. So what was it like? Where were some of your favorite memories from some of those promotions?
My fondest memories will always be when I first started with Revolution Pro. It was honestly I've always thought of it as a catalyst for a lot of what you see now on TV. That's where everybody got their start and everybody went through there, and a lot of promotions like EWF or with Jesse Hernandez, and he runs a great promotion after all these years, and everybody, an honor to work for Jesse, even, working for Bart, man, I love Bart. Bart's like a big brother, I love it. I still go to the shop to this day, like over there at Frankenstein's, talk to Bart when I can, but yeah, like, it's just fun, bro. Like, I've always loved it. For years, I've always loved it. Still love it to this day. I love being in that ring.
That's awesome. I know when I was stationed down in San Diego, at the time there was two promotions more in the San Diego area. That was New Wave and SoCal Pro. New Wave has since folded.
Yeah.
SoCal Pro's still going strong. And the other promotion that I would hear about from people that would go to more so SoCal Pro was AWS and Bart. Yeah. And I remember hearing, let me check. Oh, yep. It was right about, not too far into my time down there. There was that, I swear it must be a world record for the amount of people in one battle royal.
Oh yeah, that was a fun night, bro. Just helping putting that show together. Just with Bart, like, just all the sea of humanity, just in the ring. I remember the middle ring breaking, and then I didn't even touch it yet, and like everybody's like, "No, don't get in here." And so Bart sends me to. I go to another ring, and we start in there, and just entertainment, bro. Just being around that many of the brothers and sisters in the ring, it was fun. I wish we could do it again, and a lot of people that were there are gone and miss them, but love to see everybody back, and it'd be fun again just to do another one.
Oh, dude, even more people. I'm sure with the right amount of planning, somebody could pull that off. But like,
oh yeah,
you go on to a lot of the research that I do for the episodes through places like Cage Match, where like you go on and you see the amount of like the names of the people that were in that match, like who's who.
Oh yeah,
wrestling. Some of them have gone on to like really huge things.
Yeah,
like for one, Scorpio Sky.
Oh man, yeah. I started Sky. He was the class right before me, and we worked at Rev Pro, and we worked at Lucha Vavoom, all over California. From
Yep, and
I'm glad he's at where he's at, and I wish him more success and
Oh yeah. No, I remember, I was already, a fan of him. Like I ran into him a few times down at New Wave shows.
Yeah.
And I actually have a signed event poster that I thought I lost that I saw. It was signed by everybody on the show, and one of them happens to be him. So I was like, ooh, because I was already a fan of his. And then I talked with.
I wish I would have learned to keep those mementos and stuff like that. Like just all the events that I was on with most of these guys or all of these guys and just having fun. But again, you still have memory. I had some VHSs somewhere with a bunch of old footage and
yeah.
No,
that's one thing that when I set out doing the show was I knew if I got to go anywhere where I got an event poster or anything signed.
Yeah.
I want to, I have it all in a tote downstairs in my house here, ready for, the day that I'm able to get it framed up and, assemble my man cave,
Yeah.
Oh man. I've been to a good handful of shows. I got invited to Warrior Wrestling in St. Louis that, man, I'll never forget it. That's where I met Lance Archer, Jeff Cobb, Jonah. I actually got to talk to Jonah for the show, so that was pretty sweet. Nice. And, like you, when with your career, hoping to hold on to some of that stuff. So like for me, don't have kids at the moment, but for when I do, I can be like, share the memories of it with my kids and like, oh man, I remember.
Yeah. There's like when I'm going through Compton, one of my favorite venues of all time was this little building in Compton. It was known for you can see it in a lot of old YouTube Lucha Libre California. Roy Lucier.
Okay.
Look him up. He has a great collection of videos of the old Compton venue, man. That place, legends came out. It started there and came out of there. And just being in that locker room was just a learning experience, like, and watching, just trying to hone my craft at the time and, watching everybody come from there, which shows still happen there, but, it is what it is.
No, like I can totally relate with some of the venues for wrestling around here.
Oh yeah.
Some of them just, due to whatever circumstances, they're no longer there anymore. Like,
yeah,
the first ever WWE show that I went to when I was like in third grade, it was in downtown Lincoln, Nebraska. It's no longer there.
Yeah.
The first Monday Night Raw taping I ever went to, downtown Omaha, where I now live, no longer there. So it's just, you have memories attached to those places, and you can always hold on to them because there's bound to be videos somewhere where you can go back and reminisce.
Yeah.
But let's see here.
With this monkeypox bullshit, what it got me thinking of, who the fuck broke out Jumanji again? Fuckers.
All right, bit of a technical issue, but we are back.
It happens. So you roll the punches. What do we do, right?
Yeah, stuff happens. But I was trying to remember where we left off. I believe it was about holding on to,
momentum
and memories of, venues that aren't necessarily around anymore because, towns always needing new, brighter venues. And, sometimes for those to come up, old ones got to come down and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That's happened in multiple times around here. So all too familiar, and especially with a lot of the history with wrestling, it's amazing to think some of the classic venues that aren't around anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, honestly, I can imagine now with this new era of wrestling, like with all these amazing promotions coming in, like especially to California, like everybody coming in again, and the Grand Olympic would be a great venue for so many bigger promotions to run out of and stuff like that. I know the building itself was not the greatest, like, but the aura of the venue and stuff like that, and I miss going to places like that.
Oh yeah,
I kind of miss going to Reseda. I kind of hated to drive up there, but I love the venue and stuff like that.
oh yeah, some of the talent that came through that building there.
Oh yeah. So, but what other venues? I never got to wrestle at the Dome in San Bernardino, which I always wanted to. I've done events at that where it was at, but never in that initial dome.
Yes, that I remember hearing lots about that place, and oh boy, some of the venues that I can think of that, man, history didn't go the way it did, and these venues were still up. Places like classic the Sportatorium in Dallas, the history that went through there.
Yeah.
And, while the venue, I mean, those that were there, you hear stories about, they'll admit, especially in the later years, the place was kind of a dump.
Yeah, like when WrestleMania was, I think it was 32. I went with my dad, and that was the one place other than just that I had to go to and stop. And no, it's at that point it was just a dirt like field, but being in that, I was like, I have to go there.
Oh,
there's a couple of arenas that like I still eventually hope to make it to one day, but yeah, like it's still I have to be at one of these. Like that was like I got to be on these grounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just to at least be able to say that, hey, the building might not actually be here right now, but this spot was where it was.
Yeah,
it's still, while it might have been nice to have been able to actually be at the venue, to know that you're actually in the spot where it was, it's still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, going from past to some of the current stuff, what are some of your thoughts? Like, do you pay attention to a lot of the current product out there?
I like to watch a lot of my friends on TV. Guys like Rick Knox and Scorpio Sky, and I'll watch the Bucks when I see them on TV and stuff like that. Guys like like WWE, I'll watch it sometimes. I'm honestly like if I'm not at work, I'm really not watching TV. I mean, I work for a security company and I'm always at work, but I really don't watch TV unless it's wrestling, and it's either or if I'm at a show, like But other than that, whatever my son watches, or I pretty much just watch TV. Basically, watch Guy Fieri and Bluey. Like pretty much that's what I watch
now. No, I can relate. There's a couple shows outside wrestling that it's like those are the main ones I concentrate on, and then I'm not as like uber fan of certain sports teams as I know some people are, but I got my ones that I pay attention to, and if they're on TV, I'll go ahead and I'll watch them.
Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta run and change the channel for my son. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. We had to pause there for a second. We were at Remind me again what we're talking about. My dog kind of distracted me.
Yeah, but my son wanted to hear wrestling themes, so I have pretty much WWE themes in the background, and sometimes my music is what I listen to, and it'll like whatever happens, he's like, "Daddy, one of your songs is on." I'm like, "Oh, hold on."
Oh man, yep. You got to remember sometimes with the young ones, they can be a magnet for saying certain things. Like I remember, to this one happened not all that long ago. Well, maybe a year or two ago. I was sitting at the dinner table with sister-in-law, my wife, and I believe my mother-in-law, and I don't know how the conversation got to this, but I repeated the line, the old gag from South Park, the "don't kick the baby." And then before I know it, I wanted to say it was my little nephew. All of a sudden I hear, "Don't kick the baby." I'm like, crap.
Oh yeah, trust me. There's been a couple ones where I'm just like, hope we didn't hear
it. Yep. But yeah. Oh, I remember kind of where we were at with the current product of wrestling. I mean, really, there's so much out there that like,
it's what just on the two major ones with 11 hours of TV a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so like, I guess I'll watch WWE. Like my current storyline that I actually kind of love is the Bloodline. I like that. Everything they're doing with Sammy, I love.
Okay.
Riddle, one of my son's favorite wrestlers is Riddle and Seth Rollins. So
okay,
loving that. Being on the indie guys, I like AJ. Like I like that style. So
And yeah.
Yeah, my son's first set of gear that he wanted was modeled after AJ and stuff like that. So
okay. And I gotta agree. I'm warming up to everything that's going on with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. Like the way I've been looking at it, it's just Sami Zayn is making all of that so entertaining. Like, good Lord, he took what could have been an absolute dumpster fire of a match at this last WrestleMania with Johnny Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
And he made that something that like, I'm like, okay, I actually didn't mind watching this.
No, yeah, I was the same way. I figured, okay, I'm just gonna I'll go back to cooking on the grill. And next thing you know, I ended up like, hey, somebody watch the grill. I'm gonna watch this. Like, but yeah, it was that was a good match. That was highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, and I mean, some of the other guys, Seth Rollins, I actually interviewed the guy that helps run his wrestling school in Iowa.
Okay.
The Black Brave Academy. I interviewed Merrick Brave.
Okay.
And that some interesting stories, some good stuff.
I'm sure.
And you mentioned a little bit about what some of my next question was.
Yeah.
What is a day in the life like for you? You mentioned a lot of work, and if you're not watching like wrestling or something your son's wanting to watch.
Basically, I work 3 days of work or 3 days a week. I work 12-hour shifts on, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The other 2 days, 8 hours on, 8 hours off. Go to the gym. Hustle for shows, Take myself to the show day, get to the gym first thing in the morning, get the kids something to eat, pack them up, get the wife on the road and do what we got to do, and then come home. And he goes to school now, so it's like, okay. So I got to throw that in there and get a few hours of sleep and
yeah, got to get that in there somewhere.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, play hour of video games, or if anything, if I can.
No, yeah, no, got to be able to fit in some of those little self-care things every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so next I got a couple categories, or well, you know what? I just realized I skipped over one of my questions here.
Where's
Future hopes for wrestling. Like, what are some of the things that you'd like to accomplish in the business?
everything, bro. Like, honestly, I'd love to try for Japan again. Like, I'd love to go to Mexico. WWE, who knows? I mean, yeah, love it. Your dream come true.
Yeah.
AEW, same thing. Dream come true. Wouldn't mind. Uh, you know, there's always that glimmer of hope, but there's always, hey man, I'm a realist now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I get, a little vacation here and there, get to travel, do some shows. Local companies I'd love to work for again and do, but yeah, just have fun now, bro. It's
Oh, yeah. No, that's the most
some great
important thing.
matches, work great opponents, and make a little bit of extra cash. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, and like I was saying, having fun is the most important part of it, because like I was discussing a few times is you want to be having fun while you're doing it, because in wrestling you got into it because it looked fun.
Oh yeah,
and you want to live that fun, and when you're no longer having that fun, probably about your time to think maybe it's time I hang up the boots.
yeah, no. That, trust me, that crossed my mind quite a few times last week. But it is what it is. Like, the business it came quick, and I'm lucky to be a part of it now, and great memories, great friendships. Got to again travel places that I never thought I'd get to do. It's actually, I call it my therapy a lot, because of where I work and what I've done with work. Trust me, I need a lot of therapy. I work security at a retail store, so
Oh yeah, no, I can imagine. I work in an office at a prison, so
yeah,
I got that, and then everything military. It's like, yeah, wrestling has definitely been my escape on more than one occasion.
and so, like, for years, I, like everybody says, I dressed up as a wrestler. Now I get to be a wrestler a little bit more. I wish I would have did that at the beginning. But it's life. You make it. Hindsight is always 20/20, and you always. Yeah. Now I'm just rolling with the punches, and I got my son along with me, and it's fun adventures.
No, yeah, that's awesome. One, remember you bringing it up with the conversation on the Sportatorium in Dallas, going to WrestleMania. That in and of itself, I hear, is such an amazing experience, because I have, and to get to share that with family, that's still on my bucket list, to go to a WrestleMania. I don't even care if I'm up in the dang nosebleeds, just to say that I was there.
Yeah. So 31, my then fiance took me to San Francisco. That's the first Mania I remember being to. But apparently my dad took me to WrestleMania 2 when it was the one in LA.
Oh, okay.
Then my fiance took me to the 31, and then my dad and I went to 32 in Dallas. Next year we're lucky enough to now I'm taking my dad and my son to 30 over here in LA.
No, so that's gonna be
my dreams of being able to take my dad and my son to Mania. So
oh yeah, no, that amazing experience, lots of memories to be had. I know the amount of people I know down there, I've been having plenty of them say, hey, you need to be coming down here. All you got to do is buy a plane ticket. You don't got to worry about place to stay or getting around. We got you. I'm like, okay, that helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? Who knows? I'd love to think that I'll be able to make that one work.
Oh yeah, but you never know. Like I never thought I'd be able to take them for next year, and it just happened to fall into our lap. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Oh,
I got the means right now. Let's just do it.
Yeah, if you got the means to do it, why the heck not? It's one of those things that for a lot of people is a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, like I said, my dad's up there in age. I don't know, might be the last one. We never know. So then I was like, you know what? All three of us together, like at Mania. Granted, I get issues where I can't sit very long.
Oh,
I get very bored and my mind starts going. So I was like, oh, I got a 5-year-old. I can run him around. Like, all right, let's go look for toys.
Oh yeah. I'd imagine with a lot of the stuff that they'll have there, there's going to be plenty for him to look at. And I kind of have a similar issue, but more so with the way I hurt my back when I was in the Navy, and sometimes if I'm sitting for too long, my back stiffens up, so I got to get up and kind of.
Yeah, no, I get restless. I'm pretty sure I got ADHD or something. I've never been diagnosed with any of that. Or I just know that I gotta do something. I can't sit for long. I think that's why I've just been a sports guy. Like I've always played sports as a kid and stuff like that. I just use that energy for that. And so I'm constantly on the go. Like I'm always like I think I'm in my house only to sleep and watch my son. I'm really about it. I'm either at work trying to find the gym or just something like that.
No, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Now we'll go on to my two categories. I got a bit of a name game where I name off some people that, in doing my homework for the episode, you've shared the ring with them in one way or another, whether being an opponent or tagging with them, and you give me your thoughts how you see fit.
I got you.
First one, we kind of talked a little bit about him, Scorpio Sky.
Great athlete, man. Like, I think he deserves everything he's at and more. Like, I wish he would have had a better opportunity in WWE. I always thought he was a superstar. You can tell it then. Like, you can kind of see it back then when we were training. Like, he had something more than we all did.
Oh yeah, like I'm excited about all the success that he's been having. I mean, would have loved that his TNT title reign was a little bit longer, but hey, he got a little bit of a run with the title. He's on a main stage like AEW and getting to show off what he can do.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Next one, Little Cholo.
Oh, dude, Little Cholo. That's one of the guys that helped train me.
That's awesome.
I was trained by Ron Rivera, American Wild Child, also Martine Marion with World Power Wrestling, out in Anaheim, and yeah, Cholo was one of my trainers there, and got a lot of love and respect for him, and seeing what his program has done for SoCal and all. Yeah, but like he's done a lot, like for SoCal and what he's done. I wish again a top guy that should be in AEW or a bigger name company.
Oh yeah, no, he can definitely go, and I wish him all the success he's been having.
I thought that was kind of part of the reason why, like, I watched Lucha Underground with him. Again, Rick Knox, that's my good friend, neighbor. Yeah, a lot of the guys that were there, like in SoCal, like I try to support them and stuff like that, and get them more success.
Oh yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Next one,
Mhm.
a guy that I'm familiar with from my time in San Diego, and he's been able to jump up there on the big stage a little bit. Peter Avalon.
Oh, dude, yeah. Uh, Peter and I kind of teamed up for a little bit. I was manager up in Mach 1 Wrestling. It would, the whole bodyguard thing. I would wear a suit to the ring, and um, yeah, I've had plenty of adventures with Peter. Again, guy, I'm glad he's up there getting wishing more matches, more success. But I love what he's doing. I watch him on YouTube every week, or when I see him, we'll hug it out. Great
Oh
guy, very underrated, very much deserves a lot more too. Like more success, a good title run somewhere, or
oh yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah. A lot of people out there, I like to think they kind of underestimate him a little bit because you see some of the guys out there. Oh, even AEW, some of the guys that they have, and you don't you see kind of Peter Avalon getting a little bit pushed off to the side there, but
Yeah,
he can he can be pretty damn entertaining if you just let him go with it.
yeah.
Next one, guy that when doing the research, one of those names I came across in that big ass battle royal, a guy that's become like a brother to me, SoCal Crazy.
Yes, that's SoCal crazy. I teamed with him one time. I've known him for years. Being in a battle royal, I think that one. I think one or two spots. I think I so long ago I don't remember.
It was a little bit ago.
Yeah, to remember. For honest, I barely forget last week, or barely remember last week. Yeah, great guy. Like I'm glad he would beat cancer or find it's still battling.
He got the cancer free diagnosis, so
Yeah, that's what I had heard. But yeah, but he's a great guy. I've always had nothing but love for him, especially in that locker room. He's always uh helped me out if I had a question or um if I needed like an idea or something, I could always run it by some of these guys and stuff like that. And he's always okay, yeah, no, don't do that. You're too big to be doing that. Or a lot of these guys
yeah.
that's all start and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely been ideas like, oh good lord, I have my mind. One of the things I do, I'm constantly coming up with different, you know,
Yeah.
promo ideas, like stuff to tie into a storyline
Oh, yeah.
somewhere, and like he can verify this. I've sent him some that, like, I'm just like, you know what, I had this idea. What do you think? And he's like, okay, damn.
Yeah.
You did. Like, I did one that he said, and I take it as a very high compliment because I was kind of a fan. He
Yeah.
called it very Bray Wyatt-esque. And I'm like, I didn't think about it, but I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been like a brother to me. I know he's got, and I want a little bit of a plug for his show
Yeah,
coming
you
up
got to
November
go.
12th.
Plug that as much as you can. There's a link to help out in any way. Call, post it up, please.
Oh,
Yeah, he's one
definitely.
of those guys that deserves a lot and uh, had some great matches, a lot of underrated matches that I wish people had more
Ooh.
access to. Like him and one of my favorite opponents, uh, Johnny Paradise.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
he won that man. He helped me. He made me at the beginning. He made me the guy that I am today as far as in ring. He always made me push myself.
Yeah.
And one. I wish one more time I could lock up with him. One more time, Sky as well. Cholo, that's a huge bitch. But sorry, Cholo and I have a running joke. That's a huge bitch. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I love everybody. like one guy in the business I really don't like, and even then, just because what he's done to my friends that I've seen firsthand, not even worth mentioning. But it is what it is.
Oh,
But I try to love everybody. And even then, like I don't even like hate the guy. I just all right, I'll deal with you. I just shake my head and laugh. But I'm sure the same guys that feel the same way about me. It is what it is. I'm just here to have fun and wrestle. And
oh yeah. No, I've been lucky that in wrestling, those that I've come across, I have met more that we have that mutual respect for each other than
Hey,
those that I just.
I gotta press the timeout button. Let me double check again real quick.
Oh yeah, I'll be right back myself. But yeah, like I was saying, more that I like than those that I don't. Press that there. I won't even really like you. I won't mention the one particular person's name. That let's just say the last time that I ran into this person, they tried to say hello, and I just sat there and act like I didn't hear them.
Oh yeah, no, I just okay. I shook the guy's hand just because that's kind of respect that I've always had, especially in the locker room. Like I've always taught. If you don't like the guy, you just shake his hand. You got a problem, you guys go outside. But again, he's not even really getting angry about it. So I'll shake his hand and just go about my business. If I got to work him. If I got to wrestle him, I'll wrestle him.
Oh yeah, I mean, you bring up stuff like that to before we go into the next category. I have, there's stories of this going the wrong way lately, but then there's also stories of it going kind of the right way, because I mean, there's apparently real life beef between Seth Rollins and Riddle, but look at the stuff that they've been able to do with that feud that they have.
Oh yeah, like sometimes the realest stuff is the best business. It is what it is. I'm sure they have those two guys have their beef, and I'm sure it is between them. Hey, that is what it is. But you got to be professional, and it took me years to learn. Yeah, you got to be professional. But
oh yeah, no, there and like a lot of different things in life. There's times where that's a little easier said than done.
Yeah, I know.
But when you're able to do it, it's it just makes things go smoother.
Yeah.
But next category I have, I call it a little bit of a randomizer, where some questions might be wrestling related, some might not be. You answer how you see fit.
I got you.
Craziest in-match moment.
Oh man. Wrestling human tornado sometimes. You never know what's gonna happen.
I've heard some stories.
Yeah, most of the time they're against me. You could look up on I think it's like Botchamania or one of those. He randomly threw a chair and I did the mistake of turning my back to him and bam, I got hit. He was aiming for somebody else, but I got perfect target. It is what it is. He's one of my closest and best friends. Outside the room, like anything, we fight. We're brothers. We argue. I hate his guts at sometimes, but hey, man, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in a lot of places where I needed to be. So him and Willie Mack, same thing. Yeah, I love Willie. I wish again one of those guys that he needs to. Yeah, he was an Impact, but he needs to go farther. I wish he would go farther, like Japan, or even and he's doing great in Mexico. Again, all the success he has and had right now, man, great. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. I can tell you, I knew his father, Foots. There's some stories there. One day we were doing a loop, and we had me and Tornado live in kind of in the middle of California a little more. So we would stay at Willie's house. And Willie's like, "Hey man, just so you know, my dad doesn't sleep. My dad just walks around the house with a t-shirt and that's it." All right, man, that's your dad's house, bro. I don't care. Got into the house. literally, Dad was just wearing a t-shirt and nothing else. And you just like, all right, it is what it is. And then my back is hurting, and like I'll just sleep on the floor. I just need a pillow. And I go, and we're somehow Jefferson's came on, and I was like, man, I was like, I could use one of those George Jefferson massages right now. And his dad just looks at me and goes, man, you need an elephant across your back. And like, dude, we just lost it, bro. Like, yeah. But it was a funny moment. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, bro. Like, oh man, I got a crazier story with Tornado. So him and Necro were booked for Ring of Honor in San Francisco, and then we had to take them to Vegas like the next day. So I was booked in LA, so I went, did my show, took them up to San Francisco. That was the day. So that night on the way up there, the California caught on fire, big one up here. So we had just went through it, like the beginning stages of it. So then, so before we get there, the way to LA, a friend of mine was going to drive us all there. Unfortunately, he came home at the wrong time and caught his girl in the middle of something with somebody else. So he made himself over emotional. We left him at another house. We ended up stealing his car for the weekend. But yeah, that was that whole trip. That it was just an awesome, horribly everything could go wrong did, but it was still a great time.
Oh yeah, you know, I can imagine some of those times when it's like, you know, all this craziness happening, and you know, in the moment you might be like, man, what the hell?
Oh yeah.
But then looking back on it, you're like, damn, that was some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, that. Oh yeah, trust me. There's some stories there.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, it's just I don't know the statute of limitations on some of these, so you know I just got to
we'll leave it.
The innocent.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Next question: favorite drink, whether alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic, unsweetened iced tea, no sugar, lemon sometimes there, but unsweetened iced tea. Alcohol drink, Caribou Blue. If you listen to the tech now, you know what it's about. But yeah, just anything. I actually stopped drinking heavily. If I know I'm not driving, I'll have a drink. If I'm driving, yeah, no, I try not to drink, especially with my line of work, and I have to have my license, so any type of DUI, I'm out, and I cannot do that.
Yeah, no, there's those, especially in those situations, you know, you definitely don't want to risk it. So
yeah.
If you're gonna, I know with me, if I like tonight, my job, I'm lucky I don't work weekends. Yeah. So if I were to have a few drinks, it would probably be on a night like tonight or tomorrow night, where I know the next day, if I'm feeling a little hungover, I can sleep it off.
Yeah. See, and like me, I'm like, since we're done here, I'm gonna go take my wife to dinner, and I'm like, ooh, where we live is not very. It's kind of hidden cops, so I don't really want to take that chance. Hey, buddy. Go watch TV. Oh, why you gotta chop?
Oh no.
Okay. Hey, let me do this. Hey, let me do this. And go. Hey, go wrestle your toys. All right. Timeout. I'm getting choked out here. I'm tapping for a second. Give me one.
No worries, man. No worries. All right, but yeah, like we were going, you know, some of those times with, especially, you know, in jobs like we have, you know, you don't want to risk, you know, going a little overboard and then having to, you know, be at work the next day and then, you know, something happens.
Trust me, I've learned that the hard way. And then, you know, wrestling on top of that, like doing a show, having a, you know, get out like 2, 3 in the morning and have to be at work at 6 after you've torn down a ring or
Oh yeah.
and you know, I was young and dumb, drinking at the shows and being all hungover at work, just like trying to watch a plant, a lead plant. You're supposed to be watching and making sure nothing's getting stolen. And I'm just like, why am I here?
Oh yeah. No, I've been there myself, especially in my Navy days. So
Yeah.
Oh boy, do I have stories of that will be for another time.
Right. Yeah.
But another question. Any pre-match rituals? Like, you got some superstition that like you have to do this thing before a match, or you got to have this or whatever it might be.
It depends. Honestly, like smoke a little weed, a little bit, just get my head right. It depends on the opponent. If I know like okay, like the certain opponents I won't. Some certain like okay, I know who I'm with, or
Makes sense.
I'm pretty yeah. No, other than that, like I still get that nervousness before a match, so I still get that like, hey, do I gotta pee? Do I not gotta pee? Like, bathroom, wait, where's the bathroom? Is it in the fans or like it's just
No,
I'm okay. I try to roll with the punches. I try to see what man, we never know what's gonna happen, and
Oh no, I got you there, and I forget who it was that I heard say this, and I'm probably not saying it exactly as they did, but it's another one of those things along the lines of what I said about wanting to make sure you're having fun in wrestling, and this goes along, when having the butterflies, and that feeling is a good thing because when you get to the point where you don't have them,
it's time.
That's almost along the same lines of okay, you might not be having fun doing it anymore, so time to see if that you need to be done. That's
I feel the same way. Like when that day I don't get those butterflies anymore, like I get that nervousness of, oh man, like, all right, I'm ready to go. Or, my music, as soon as my music hits, all right, let's go. And like and stuff like that. Yeah. I still get that rush. I still get the adrenaline of having a great match and then like not paint by the numbers, but like just wrestling. Like, something about, I like to just call it as it is sometimes in that style. And, but like sometimes paint my numbers works, and there's times where you got to do a mixture of both, and then I just get those. I still get those moments of rush, and just, sometimes it depends on who I'm in the ring with too.
Oh yeah, no, that is definitely understandable. Yeah. Next and actually last question: best advice for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Have a backup plan. Make sure this is actually something you want to do. Train anywhere, everywhere. Enjoy the moments. Expect something to happen. Expect nothing to happen. You never know. Enjoy the ride.
And going along that lines, I can understand that would go along with being adaptable. Like
listen. Keep your mouth shut. A lot of times, help out. I've made my mistakes. I regret them. They are what they are. I am where I am, and I want more. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I've enjoyed every moment, ups and downs. And everybody that stepped in the ring with me, thank you. I've had a great time. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. As weird as it is, I'm hungrier now than ever. With so much going on, like I feel like there's more. Like I tell a lot of people, I know I'm not the greatest wrestler by any means. but I've been here for this long, so I might have some skills, I guess. But it is what it is. I enjoy it. It's my family watches it. Me sometimes too. Like they watch me, but we watch the product. I mean, my dad's 75 almost this year, and he still wants to order every pay-per-view, like everything. And he's like, hey, I'll tell him, hey, you've met this guy. This guy's been at the house. Like, oh, okay. And stuff like that. So he'll know, he knows some of the guys now. And it's just like, he just want, we enjoy it. It's just, we're a wrestling family, and my son's into it now. And hopefully, knock on wood, he keeps that tradition and wants to get in it, but I'm not forcing him. Yeah. So again, he already has his gear, so he's ready.
Yeah. No, he's got that part down.
Better than I do.
I know for me, a lot of the advice that you talked about is the same advice that, when I worked with youth, that, they'd come to me asking about, being curious about enlisting. And I'm like, basically a lot of the same things you were telling them. Make sure, and it goes for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Make sure you really want to do it, because especially in the military, you get there and you get to boot camp, they will tell you that the quickest way out of basic training is to graduate. And there's constant stories of people getting kicked out, and while they're getting processed out, before they're done, the people that they would have graduated with have gone and left.
It's in. No, I got that. Door. All right, sorry. Someone went outside.
No worries. But yeah, it's a lot of the same things, making sure you want to do it. And like a lot of the youth that would ask, and, it's going to be the same thing whenever I have kids. It's like, with whatever kids I end up having, would I love it if they, at least one of them, followed in my footsteps? Obviously. But am I going to push them towards it? Not one bit. If they make that decision on their own, I will be there to support them every step of the way, as I'm sure it sounds like you would be with your son if he decided he wanted to get into wrestling.
Oh, whatever he wants to do, I'm going to support him. My dad did the same thing with me. Even I'm 41 years old, and he's still wrestling. Yeah, he supports it. Try to keep me grounded. Like, hey, is it going to affect your work? No, not this week. We'll be all right.
All right. Well, no, that is actually about all I have. I know you got a son wanting your attention there. Where can people find you as far as like social medias and, any events you might have?
I'm on Facebook under my real name, Raymond P. Murillo. Instagram, socalbiggie. TikTok, socalbiggie, I think. I play around on it a lot. I do dumb videos, like we all do. Twitter, Ray Bigz. I'm really not active on it. One, I'm just too lazy, and I'm on the other ones enough that I forget that I have it sometimes, even though it's on my phone. And I got non-wrestling friends that, since high school, and they're on there. They'll send me stuff and just like, okay. That's basically, I use it for my own entertainment. But yeah, Instagram, socalbiggie, Twitter, Ray Bigz, Facebook. As a joke, OnlyFans. No. I complete joke. There's nothing on there. It is up, but it's not up. Not there. I may put some T-shirt designs on that I actually would like to do. Anybody has a T-shirt design for me, hey, bro, appreciate it. Great. I'll submit it if it gets voted up there. We'll put them up there. My next show is actually next Saturday for 3PWA in Buena Park. check out my socials. I just posted the flyer up there. And then after that, I got Lucha Vavoom. If you're able to get tickets at luchapavoom.com, check it out. It's 21 and over. I really recommend. Also getting an Uber there and back, I'd recommend. Mexican wrestling meets burlesque dancing meets crazy comedic fun. It's every show is always an adventure. I'm not just saying it because I'm wrestling this time, but I'm just saying it because I actually enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I tell my regular job, hey, this always takes precedence. I tell them they pay me more than I make in a week here sometimes, so they're gonna get a little priority. But my job's pretty cool with it. I always give my boss a month's notice before everything, so he's like, oh, okay, you're good. So
that's good that they're supportive of that. Again, that is actually about all I have for tonight. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. And
one more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
I got help me out. Called repsports.com. Use code Biggie at checkout for energy drinks. Called Raise Energy Drink. They're good flavors. You can check up on them on all the inside of what they have. I don't have one offhand right now. It's in the garage. You'll like them. The great flavors. Help me out. Use code Biggie at checkout, 15% off. Other than that, man, any more questions? You got anything? Thank you for the interview. I rarely do these. One, people don't ask, and I'm always up to do them. They're fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, anytime, hit me up.
Yeah, we'll get the social media links in the description. I'll be sure to add repsports.com code. It was Big E.
Yeah.
Big E. We'll get that in there so people can support that. And like I said, thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, bro. No problem. I got more stories and we'll do more.
Oh, yeah. No, you're welcome back anytime, man.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for having me.